everyone, welcome back to Shelf Life Extension. I'm Alexis, and today's video is gonna be about anime. So, in honor of this video, I'm wearing my Studio Ghibli shirt, which I got at my last anime convention I went to, which was last year's SakuraCon, which takes place every year in Seattle. Pretty much all the Miyazaki films are represented. We've got Kiki's Delivery Service, Spirited Away, Ponyo, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, and Totoro. No, that was kind of awkward, but it's cool. I love this shirt, and it's so exciting. And today, yeah, I'm just gonna talk to you guys about anime, specifically. Maybe a little bit of manga in there too, mainly just anime. So anime is just like everything else. It's TV shows, it's movies, it encompasses everything. It's just in a specific style, which was originated by the Japanese culture. So yeah, for those of you who haven't even explored anime or anything like that, this video hopefully will be very informative for you and maybe even give you some ideas or options to look at and maybe watch, see if you like them, stuff. So just like any other TV show or movie, it all falls under a certain genre, but anime in itself encompasses all genres. You know, there's the regular movie things, there's paranormal, fantasy, sci-fi, there's romance and comedy and drama, and then there's action and adventure. There's literally everything. And then anime has its own specific subgenres, which can be either like magical girl, which usually is like Sailor Moon or Utena. You know, it focuses around girls who have magic powers and stuff like that. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. Or there's also like harem anime, which, I mean, is also self-explanatory. It usually involves a protagonist who is surrounded by a group of people of the opposite gender, in which case a lot of love and romance and conflict and stuff usually happens with that. So, like Amnesia, Diabolic Lovers, or Brothers Conflict, so animes like that. There's tons more. I mean, these are just ones that I can think of off the top of my head. I've watched a lot of anime. And then there's also like mecha anime, which is usually, you know, obviously again, like mechanics, so a lot of like Gundam Wing and, I can't even think of like, Code Geass would kind of fit into that too. But yeah, I could think specifically of Gundam Wing or stuff of the sort. So there's tons more, and then there's also, of course, X-rated anime, you know, the very explicit genres like hentai, which obviously is pornographic, and then there's yaoi and yuri. You can look up those terms if you care. But otherwise, yeah, it literally, there's something for everybody. Anime has everything. A lot of the times all these genres cross and intersect just like they do in real life, and there's just so much at your fingertips, you know? Go on Hulu, go on Netflix, and you'll find it. There's also websites. Same thing with manga, which is just the actual comics, graphic novels of anime. And a lot of the time, a lot of manga gets adapted to actual live action anime. So I'm gonna talk about a couple things that a lot of people maybe might not like about anime, particularly just like the dynamics of the whole genre. Because like I know I have friends who just don't like anime and I just don't understand why. I was like, well, why? You know, and they're just like, and you know, they have valid points, but I feel like a lot of times it's easy to overlook them if you find one that suits your tastes and is interesting enough for you. So like one would be the fact that obviously it's animated, it's cartoon, it's not real, so all the time voice actors have to compensate for the sounds that their characters are doing, so there's a lot of huffing and puffing and like groaning and moaning to indicate movement or action and stuff, and a lot of people are just like, oh, it's weird, and it kind of turns them off. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can understand that, but I mean, that kind of comes with it. Or there's also just kind of like, there's a lot of times, it's just the sheer fact that it's so unrealistic in like body proportions. So obviously big tits, big hips, it's everywhere. And yeah, I mean, but then again, that also kind of comes with anime. A lot of times there's a lot of nudity or crude language or just like very explicit content. It may, you know, because sometimes that makes people uncomfortable because they're just like, you know, it's just so different from what they're used to. But it's just kind of like, you guys have to understand the Japanese culture. They're a shy culture, in which case they like to live out their lives and their fantasies through other such means. I'm sorry if that is offensive to anybody. I'm not, you know, trying to be, but legitimately the Japanese people are very shy people. They are very uncomfortable talking. They aren't very outgoing. They aren't very aggressive. So a lot of the times it's through other outlets that you really get to understand their culture and their personalities. So yes. So I'm just gonna name off a couple of anime series that are some of my favorites that I actually don't own. I'm gonna show you this stack here in a second. But I think first and foremost, Sailor Moon, and then Utena, which was also produced and made by the same people who did Sailor Moon. If you haven't checked out Utena and you like Sailor Moon, oh, get on it, because Utena is my love. I love her. There's also like Trigun. I always recommend to people who haven't watched anime to check out Trigun because it's very easy and it's very funny and it's not that serious and it's just a good beginner anime in my opinion that I feel like a lot of people like. But Trigun or Cowboy Bebop is another one that I really love. Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, and then of course there's like the very generalized American ones that are really popular in America amongst American audiences, which I do not care for whatsoever really, is like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or Digimon and Pokemon. And then of course Inuyasha is pretty popular here as well. It's just on like a general stance. So yeah, but I do like Inuyasha even though, you know, I'm kind of over that. That was my thing in like 6th grade, so. So next, I'm gonna talk about the series that I own on DVD. So first and foremost, I'm gonna talk about GTO, which is Great Teacher Onizuka. This is one of my favorite animes. It is also a manga, so you can check it out either way you prefer. But my sister Becky watched this, and then I watched it, and then I saw this at a pawn store, and I was like, well, I want it. So I bought it. It's a pretty hilarious anime. It's very crude. It deals a lot with like sex. There's a lot of sexual innuendos and just like pervertedness, but it's super hilarious and it's super fun. Next is Escaflowne, which is probably one of my favorites. It's fantasy, it's romance, it's comedy. There's a lot in this series and it's super great. Oh, and it's also kind of mecha because Escaflowne is a robot suit. Yeah, but Escaflowne, I do like this one if you haven't checked this one. Next is Code Geass, part 1 and 2. These are actually my sisters. Becky, do you want these back or something? I haven't watched them in a really long time, but I do remember liking this when this came out. Yeah, it's about this kid who's like an exiled prince from Britannia, I think it's what it's technically called, and he wants to like exact revenge. Stuff like that. It's pretty exciting. And then I have most of the Fruits Basket series, which includes this. This is definitely a cutie, romancy, drama-y harem anime. It focuses around this girl named Toru, who ends up being surrounded by all these dudes who are part of the Zodiac, who like represent the Zodiac and stuff and things. It's really cute. It's a very popular cutie girl anime, so there's that. You all know that I love Miyazaki, hence my shirt, right? And I've talked about it in a couple of videos. These are all Miyazaki films, and I love them all. One I don't really care for, but yes. And I still need, I think I'm missing like four movies. But yeah, so like I've said it before, if you haven't checked out anime and you're not really sure, maybe you don't want to delve into like an anime series per se, but if you really want to check out an animated film, you definitely need to check out Hayao Miyazaki because one, Disney Studios picked up the rights to produce all of their films in America. Well, most of them except for maybe a couple. Yeah, Disney kind of claims them. 2, because they are great standalone films. 3, Miyazaki is just amazing and all of his films are great. They're just great. They're all great. Guys, first is gonna be Spirited Away. This is probably Studio Ghibli's most popular and most well-known anime. Everybody loves this movie. This is a great movie. I highly recommend this if you do want to step into these. This should most likely be your first one ever. This is amazing. Then I have Ponyo, which follows the life of a little fish who turns human, which is cute. This one is not one of my favorites. I don't really care for this one. I like it, obviously, but it's definitely geared towards a younger generation. So there's that. Porco Rosso, which focuses around a guy who is transformed into a pig, who is a fighter pilot, kind of, in Italy, I'm pretty sure. Me and Becky have tried to convince our dad to go to SakuraCon with us one of these years and dressed up as Porco Rosso. Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, which focuses around a girl named Princess Nausicaa, who is trying to save the earth from evil in a way and protect not only her people but also the creatures of the forest that surround them and share the earth with them. Next is My Neighbor Totoro. Hey guys, this is probably a very popular one of the more well-known ones. It's super cute, follows the tales of these two little sisters who find Totoro and just kind of experience life and adventure with Totoro at their side, and it's super cute. Next is Princess Mononoke, which is a more dramatic film. It's definitely more mature than the rest of the films. It's about this boy named Ashitaka who kind of contracts this evil disease that kind of deforms his arm, and he has to leave his village to try and find a cure for it, or more so try and stop the spreading of the evil. It's really hard to explain, but he meets a girl, Princess Mononoke, who was raised by wolves and stuff, and love and romance and drama and craziness. It's a pretty cool one. And then next is one of the more recent releases, which is from Up on Poppy Hill. I really love this one. This is actually probably one of my favorites. It's about this girl named Umi who falls in love with this classmate named Shun. And through that love, they find out that they technically can't be in love for certain reasons. And it's really sad and it's dramatic and it's pretty mature for what it is, but I do really love this one. This is another good one. I don't know what else to really say about it. Ooh, next is Howl's Moving Castle. Haha, everybody and their mother loves this one. It's about this girl named Sophie who gets cursed by the Witch of the Wastes and turned into an old woman, in which case she has to try and find the Witch of the Wastes who like disappears to try and get the curse removed. She stumbles upon Howl's Moving Castle and starts to live and work with Howl, and amazingness. Next is Kiki's Delivery Service. Kiki's Delivery Service. It's about a girl named Kiki who is a witch, and I think it's like when you turn 13, right? 13 or something, you, as a witch, you have to go on like a sabbatical for like a year and kind of like learn and grow your powers and stuff. And so she leaves her home and she ends up in the city where she takes up residence and working at a bakery and starts to provide delivery service for the bakery. And yeah, it's really cute. And she has this cat named Gigi who is just a sarcastic little thing, and he's awesome. I love this one. Have you guys caught on that literally like all these movies are good? Next is The Cat Returns, and if you like cats, you'll like this. This is a pretty innovative and interesting one. It follows around this girl named Haru who accidentally gets betrothed to a cat prince because she saved him from being run over, and then they take her to the cat kingdom and she starts to turn into a cat, but she doesn't want to turn into a cat, so she gets the help of Baron to, 1, get her out of the cat kingdom, and 2, break off the engagement, and 3, turn her back into human. Next is Castle in the Sky. This is a pretty cool one. It's about this boy named Pazu who meets this girl named Shita, and Shita has this pendant that people are after, and she doesn't know why, he doesn't know why, so together they try and find the floating castle of Laputa to pretty much figure out, 1, what this pendant is, and 2, why other people want it. It's a pretty cool one. And then here are a couple ones that are okay, not my favorite, but meh. It would be The Castle of Cagliostro. This is definitely an older one, you could tell by the quality of the anime. It's about this master thief named Lupin III, which is that guy, who gets caught up in kind of like this money laundering scandal and stuff, and stumbles upon the princess of the Cagliostro family and things. Like, I haven't really watched this one in a really long time, but it is a goodie. Lupin is really funny. And then last but not least, I own Tales from Earthsea. This is one that I pretty much overlooked. I wouldn't recommend this one to anybody, really. That's kind of how that works. But, so it says, journey with Lord Archmage Sparrowhawk, a master wizard, and Arin, a troubled young prince, on a tale of redemption and self-discovery as they search for the force behind the mysterious imbalance that threatens to destroy their world. It was interesting. I thought it would be better than it was. That's kind of how that worked out. But yeah, guys, considering all these Miyazaki films that I have, really you can't go wrong to check out a Miyazaki film. But yes, Anime, it's a big part of my life, it's a big part of my childhood and growing up, and I love it so much. It is near and dear to my heart, and I just wanted to just share the love and like give you more options and maybe things to think about, because there's so much that you can find. It's fun, it's exciting, and it makes you feel good. Yeah, that's my video. I hope you guys enjoy. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. If you've watched any of the animes I've mentioned, or seen any of the movies that I mentioned, or are interested in any of them, please leave comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys about it, and I will check you guys out later. Bye!